Welcome to the first week of Business Analytics Fundamentals. I hope that you will enjoy taking this course as much as I had creating it. Throughout this course, my primary focus will be on smaller data sets. I do this mainly because working with large data sets can be quite cumbersome and confusing. And my goal here really is to give you an introductory overview of the key concepts and techniques for analyzing data. We will begin with some core statistical definitions, and then we will move on to data types. When it comes to interpreting data, understanding the type of data is essential to understanding what tools one can use to analyze that data. After that, I'll cover some basic sorting, frequency distributions, and contingency tables. We will use pivot tables for the latter two topics. Pivot tables have become an important tool in many businesses. The next area that we will cover is data visualization. I'm sure most of you have heard the phrase that a picture is worth 1,000 words. That is also true with analytics. My goal is to guide you in creating the appropriate visual display with the appropriate labeling. A good visual display can help make your point clearly without a lot of confusing numbers and technical terms. It also does not have the language barriers, so it can be effective with any kind of audience. We will then take a look at descriptive statistics as we continue to explore our data. We start with ways to identify where the middle is, and that is where most of the data is normally clustered. Some of you may get that pun, which was intended, by the way. Then we will look at how spread out the data is and its shape. We usually like our data to be more tightly located near the middle and symmetrically distributed, but that is not always the case. Think about most real-world data that are usually skewed to the right. Think about an executive's salary as compared to clerical or labor employees. A small group of high-priced executives may distort the average salary upward of all of the workers in the company. We finish this topic with some handy tools and guidelines that will serve one well when taking their first look at a data set. We will finish week 1 with a primer on basic probability. More and more, percentages and probabilities are used in everyday life, and they are even more important in business. Should one invest in oil stocks? What is the probability that a major weather event will close a key refinery and drive oil stock prices up? How will solar panels on electric vehicles impact the demand on fossil fuels and potentially drive oil stock prices down? So let's get started with that question and many others, and what a better place to start than at the beginning. We'll first jump right into talking about data, big, small, and in between.